Hello everyone, this is the start of 2026, and what better way to kick off the year than with a list of the most anticipated Metroidvania games coming in 2026? Well, let's get into the list. Shade Protocol is a Metroidvania set in a dying world on the edge of collapse. You play as Zura, a replica with the power to rewrite reality itself, and your goal is simple: save what's left of the world. The combat revolves around two different modes. Dawn mode is all about mobility and defense, letting you move quickly and play it safe. Shade mode is the opposite. It's aggressive, powerful, and chaotic, but using it comes at a cost. One of the coolest twists is that combat is tied to music. Your weapons are musical instruments like a guitar axe, a spear, and a chakram, and each one changes how you fight and explore. Legion of Judgment Fallen Angel is a stylish 2.5D Metroidvania action RPG with a unique hook. During the day, you run a strange old hotel. At night, you hunt down a dangerous werewolf guild to recover your lost memories and powers. The world blends reality with the surreal, taking you from dark city streets and opera houses to eerie, dreamlike spaces known as the Mind Palace. The combat is fast and flashy, focused on skill and timing. Expect sharp sword attacks, gunplay, parries, and combo cancels that keep every fight intense and satisfying. Mira and the Legend of the Djinns is an upcoming 2D pixel art Metroidvania from Little Night Games and Assemble Entertainment. In this game, you play as Yuba, a treasure hunter, and Mira, a mysterious djinn who has lost her memories. Together, they explore the magical land of fallen Amazgesh, a world inspired by Moroccan and Amazigh culture, mythology, and spiritual traditions. You'll explore ancient ruins, floating islands, and dangerous dungeons while uncovering the truth about the world and the bond between Yuba and Mira. The gameplay follows classic Metroidvania design with a strong focus on exploration and combat. You can use 4 elemental weapons, each tied to a different djinn power, and switch between them freely during fights. Fallen Tier. The Ascension is a beautifully hand-drawn 2D Metroidvania made by a Filipino studio blended with strong JRPG elements, and it looks incredible. You play as Hira, a young boy who has lost his memories. He explores the magical world of Rawa, searching for his past and trying to heal a land broken by dark gods. Along the way, you form fated bonds with fully voiced characters. These allies fight beside you and grant new powers, and each one has their own personality and unique abilities, making every bond feel special. What makes it even more interesting is that your choices matter. Your decisions can change the story and lead to different endings, giving the game plenty of reasons to replay. Kotama and Academy Citadel is a 3D action Metroidvania with fast, stylish combat and a mysterious academy city where only the strong survive. You play as Kotama, a charming but mysterious exchange student. Your goal is to explore the massive Carmel Academy Citadel, defeat powerful rivals, and climb your way to the top to earn the title of Carmel Star. The Academy is one huge, interconnected city. It blends sci-fi and strange reality, filled with shortcuts, secrets, and hidden paths. Using Kotama's fluid-based abilities, you can dodge traps, break through obstacles, and reach new areas as you grow stronger. The Perfect Pencil is a hand-drawn, story-focused Metroidvania that pulls you straight into the human mind. You play as John, a man trapped in a strange, dreamlike world where he's forced to confront the fears buried deep inside himself. With a special analysis ability, you can examine people and objects around you, uncovering hidden details, secrets, and deeper meanings behind this surreal place. This game is not just about combat or puzzles. Every enemy represents a fear or personal struggle, making each encounter feel emotional and symbolic. At its core, The Perfect Pencil is a journey of self-discovery. If you're looking for a cyberpunk Metroidvania, this one might be exactly what you want. Altered Alma is set in a futuristic city called Neo Barcelona, a neon-soaked world inspired by the real city, but with a sci-fi twist. You play as Jack, a former enforcer who's now on the run. Story plays a big role here, with meaningful dialogue choices that affect how characters react to you. There's even a relationship system, which is pretty rare for this genre, and it makes the world feel more alive. Gameplay-wise, Altered Alma feels fast, tight, and responsive. The combat also has depth. You can perform powerful instant kill moves called kill shifts, restore energy for special abilities, and customize your playstyle with mods, implants, and upgrades. Here's a game that fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender will absolutely want to keep an eye on, Emberbane. Developed by Hamlet Games, Emberbane is a 2D pixel art Metroidvania filled with elemental magic, fast and fluid combat, and challenging platforming. In this game, you will gain control over 4 powerful elements: fire, water, earth, and air, using them to fight enemies, solve puzzles, and open up new paths across a large, interconnected map. The combat is combo-focused, letting you chain attacks and elemental spells into stylish moves, while the precise platforming makes every jump, dash, and escape feel tense and rewarding. LUCID just got a brand new trailer, and along with it, a release window set for spring 2026. The game is described as a Cellustoidvania, mixing fast platforming, smooth movement, and story-driven gameplay into a stylish 2D action RPG. LUCID is being developed mostly by solo developer Eric Manahan, who previously left a long career to fully commit to making this game. He's also mentioned that LUCID balances story and gameplay using environmental storytelling and item descriptions, but in a way that's easier to follow than most hardcore narrative games. Being and Becoming is a really gorgeous Metroidvania, and it already looks like a dream for fans of the genre. The first thing that stands out is the art style. It's heavily inspired by the classic Castlevania games from the GBA and DS era, with beautiful pixel art and fast, high-energy gameplay. The game takes place inside a waking nightmare. You play as a rare lucid dreamer, someone who can stay aware inside the dream. Your power lets you possess enemies trapped in the nightmare and use their abilities to fight back. As you defeat corrupted spirits, you can absorb them and summon them to attack or defend for you. Each spirit also unlocks new weapons, letting you mix and match attacks and movement in creative ways. Retroware has been making a name for itself by publishing modern retro games, and one of their most interesting projects right now is the Transylvania adventure of Simon Quest. At first glance, this game looks exactly like classic NES Castlevania. And that's on purpose. It's not just inspired by Castlevania, it's a full-on parody. The developer, known as Program Answer, started working on Simon Quest back in 2019. The idea was simple. If no one is making classic Castlevania-style games anymore, why not make one that also pokes fun at the originals? That's where the humor comes in. The name itself is a joke. Simon Quest is clearly not Simon Belmont's last name, and the game leans hard into that tongue-in-cheek style. Abyss X Zero is a stylish 3D Metroidvania that centers around 2 anime girls, Codename A and Codename Z, who are destined to fight each other. Visually, the game has a unique look. It mixes low-poly 3D models with a pixelated retro-style aesthetic, giving it a very distinct anime vibe. You can play as both Codename A and Codename Z, and each character has their own abilities that change how you fight and explore. Furthermore, the combat focuses on timing. You need to attack, block, dodge, and parry at the right moment, so fights feel skill-based and satisfying. Nevergrave the Witch and the Curse is a 2D Metroidvania roguelite that mixes action, exploration, and base building. Since the game has a roguelite element, you will explore randomly generated dungeons, and no two runs ever feel the same. The combat is all about smart magic use and learning enemy patterns. You cannot just button mash here, you need to position yourself well, read attacks, and use the environment to survive. One of the coolest features is the possession system. Your cursed hat can take control of enemies, letting you steal their abilities. This is not just for fighting. Some enemies help you move around the map in new ways, opening up shortcuts and secrets. Bushiden is a throwback Metroidvania that feels like it came straight out of the classic Shinobi era. It's a fast-paced game built for players who love sharp combat, tight movement, and old-school challenge. The story is simple and very classic. You are a warrior searching for your missing sister. At the same time, rumors spread that your deadly enemy, Goa, has returned. So you grab your blade, step into battle, and cut through everything in your way. Now let's talk about the release window. Bushiden still doesn't have a confirmed release date. It's been quite a while since the last update, so for now, all we can do is hope the game releases soon. Akatori is a pixel art Metroidvania that takes you on a big adventure through mysterious worlds and ancient gods. You play as Meiko, a brave young girl chosen to save the world. Her journey moves between two parallel dimensions, each filled with magic, danger, and hidden secrets. Along the way, you'll meet new allies, face powerful gods, and slowly uncover the truth about who you really are. The game features beautiful pixel art environments inspired by East Asian culture, paired with fast and fluid combat. You fight using a staff and a hand fan, smoothly switching between melee and ranged attacks as you play. Timespinner 2 Unwoven Dream has just been announced by Lunar Ray Games, the same team behind the original Timespinner from 2018. This new chapter takes place after the first game and follows Aurea, a retired war hero who is pulled back into action to stop an incoming apocalypse while also protecting her son. Just like the original, Timespinner 2 keeps that classic pixel art Metroidvania style with beautifully handcrafted worlds inspired by classic 90s action-adventure games. It blends old-school nostalgia with modern design in a really satisfying way. There's no release date yet, but the developers say the game is still a couple of years away. This dark fantasy Metroidvania hooked me in less than 30 seconds, and clearly, I'm not the only one. Eden's Guardian looks and feels a lot like Blasphemous, so much so that people joke the main character is the Penitent One's wife or just Penitent 2. But this game is not just copying ideas. It brings its own twist to the genre, and the big standout here is the teleporting sword. You can slash enemies, dash across gaps, or throw your sword and teleport straight to it. You can backstab enemies, skip brutal platforming sections, or even zip up walls and pass dangerous traps. And as you keep playing, you unlock even more ways to use this sword, making combat and movement feel faster, smarter, and more stylish. Neo Memories in Orbit is not just another Metroidvania. This is a game with real heart and soul. You play as Mio, a small robot that wakes up inside a massive broken spaceship called the Vessel. What you really are is unclear at first. Are you a machine, a soul, or something in between? That mystery is a big part of the experience. And let's talk about the game's visual. It looks really stunning. Everything looks handcrafted, like a moving painting. The lighting, the shadows, the environments, they all work together to create a calm but lonely atmosphere.
The little sapling who wished to save the sun.
Aeterna Lucis is a handcrafted 2.5D Metroidvania and the direct sequel to Aeterna Noctis. This time, you play as the Queen of Light, facing off against the supreme god Chaos to save all of existence. The game features a beautiful hand-painted art style, dynamic lighting, and fast, precise combat. Exploring the world feels smooth and seamless with no loading screens as you move from area to area, and if you've played Aeterna Noctis, you already know what to expect. This game does not go easy on you, it's tough, demanding, and yes, it will probably make you want to bang your head against the wall sometimes. Rune Fencer Illyia is one of those indie Metroidvanias that clearly has a lot of heart behind it. In Rune Fencer Illyia, you play as Illyia, a rune fencer exploring a cursed island. Your main goal is to find your missing twin sister while slowly uncovering the secrets of a fallen kingdom. Exploration is a huge part of the game. The world is packed with hidden paths, secrets, and surprises, so you're constantly rewarded for going off the main route. And of course, the combat is where things get really interesting. Illyia can temporarily steal runes from enemies and turn them into powerful spells you can use in battle. This lets you mix and match abilities and experiment with different playstyles. Moadra is basically Metroid, but you're the Predator. Developed by Gloomsoft, Moadra is a dark and creepy Metroidvania where you play as a small alien warrior, hunting through disgusting underground tunnels to find a missing alien princess. The gameplay feels a lot like modern Metroid. Your character is fast and agile, you can crawl through tight spaces, charge up shots, and bounce projectiles off surfaces. But the world, it looks straight out of Scorn. Everything feels organic, broken, and alive, like you're exploring the inside of a giant, sick creature. Back in 2021, indie developer Clover Byte dropped GRIME and nobody really knew what to expect. It was this strange but brilliant mix of Soulsvania wrapped in one of the weirdest, yet most beautiful art styles the genre had ever seen. Now, Clover Byte is back with a sequel, GRIME 2. The story is still mostly a mystery, but once again you play as the Formless, a strange creature that absorbs enemies and learns their shape and abilities. The combat is getting some big upgrades too. The parry system from the first game is returning, but this time you'll unlock new movesets and even summon absorbed enemies, called molds, to fight alongside you. If you like the first GRIME, the sequel is shaping up to be bigger, darker, and even more creative. Mariachi Legends just made a big splash. The game closed the Latam Games Showcase with a brand new trailer, and it came with some great news. Mariachi Legends is officially coming to Xbox, with plans to release on PlayStation as well. Developed by Halberd Studios, the team behind 9 Years of Shadows, this upcoming Metroidvania is being described as Symphony of the Night set in Mexico. And honestly, that fits perfectly. This game is a pixel art Metroidvania inspired by classic Castlevania games from the PlayStation and Nintendo DS era. But instead of gothic castles in Europe, this game dives deep into Mexican folklore and tradition. According to the developers, this project is a love letter to both video games and their cultural roots.
You will face horrors beyond your dawn.
Bloodstained fans, this one is big. 505 Games and Artplay have officially announced Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement, a brand new prequel set to release in 2026. This game takes place in the 16th century England, long before the events of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This time, you don't play as Miriam. Instead, you control two new heroes. First is Leonard Brandon, a young fighter from the church's Black Wolves clan. Second is Alexander Keitler, a knight from the kingdom's White Stags. These two warriors must work together to take down Elias and free the kingdom from his demonic army. The game is once again led by Koji Igarashi, the legendary creator behind Symphony of the Night. He says this story will connect deeply to Ritual of the Night, but it's also designed so new players can jump in without knowing the lore.
Tonight, we start our mission!
After a long wait, the dark Metroidvania Crowsworn has finally reappeared with a brand new gameplay trailer. And the big news, the game is officially coming to PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. At first glance, you can clearly see the inspiration. Think Hollow Knight's exploration, Bloodborne's dark tone, and Devil May Cry style action combat. But according to the developers, Mongoose Rodeo, Crowsworn isn't just copying those games, it's mixing those ideas into something new. The game's combat looks exciting, flashy, and totally badass. I can't wait for the game to come out. That's all for today's list. Subscribe and like for more new exciting Metroidvania games. That's it, and see you next time.